a big one. And it's where it attaches to the wool. Is that an attack stitch? Yeah, that's an attack stitch. Okay, that's what I want. Yep. This is what I call a square mend, you know, where I go around the hole with large stitches and then over the hole. You can see that a lot better on linen. Okay, so that's what's going to be happening over the next 4 to 6 Tuesdays, because I bought those great big boxes full of linens, and there were a lot of that have damage and need the hole mended. So I have those all pulled into a pile, and they will be the focus of my Tuesday. I will do an hour of mending and something else on Tuesdays. There are 2 types of mending, visible, invisible. I'm going to attempt both. Fortunately, I am going to see my good friend tomorrow, who is real good at it. I'm taking some pieces and I'm going to talk her into giving me a bit of schooling. Alright. I have this little bit down here on the edge of all places. I haven't picked a piece yet, but yes, I am going to have to do that. The fortunate part is, you know, most of them are that white that has aged. They're relatively the same age. But I didn't really hit anything that was unsalvageable for use. So what I have to find is a stray napkin, or I just, like I said, I haven't actually picked anything yet. The other option is to go beyond that box of stuff and look at what I have too up in my room, in my sewing room. I may have something that will work up there too. But I really opened a floodgate. I had forgotten that about a year or more ago, I bought another box of linens, and I went through everything of mine, and I had put into a bag, a travel bag, so it was, you know, fabric. The ones that in there that needed the spot removal treatment and the or cleaning, you know, and ones that needed mending. But I hadn't separated them out from... Oh, that's not what I wanted. How did I get that up there? Huh. I don't know. That back in my bag of Angora. This is what I want. What was I saying? Anyway, and I went through the 2 boxes that I got at the auction. I had it all sorted out, and the other day I was looking at in the area where that first bag was stored for something else, because I have my commercial yarn there. I was like, oh my gosh, there's more. I got to do this too. So yeah, now I have that all sorted out also. Oh heavens. I have about 15 projects going right now. I cannot focus. But they're multiple step projects. They're not something I get done in a day. So that's the problem. All right, I'm right here. Angora it's something else to spin if you spin it totally unprocessed. In other words, there was a time I was raising these rabbits, and I would go to rabbit shows, or specifically our state fair, and the rabbits would get judged on Thursdays and Fridays, and then Saturday we were allowed to take the rabbits home on Sundays. You had to leave them there till the Sunday after the judging. So Saturday, I always had to go in, feed them and everything anyway. So Saturdays I'd take my spinning wheel and I'd sit near the cages, and I'd get a rabbit out and set that rabbit on my lap and pluck the fiber off and spin the yarn. And people were they were dumbfounded, It was really, really fun, really cool. I would talk so much, I would lose my voice. And that was pre-text days. So, I called my daughter and croaked out, "Can you come to the fair? I need you to talk to people." I can't talk anymore. And I didn't want to be there and not talk. That looked rude. That would look mean. So she came. She was my docent. I just found I had my ribbons from the years of putting things in the state fair and showing rabbits and all sorts of ribbons. And I just found them the other day, last week, and realized, I've got them laid out flat in this box, but who wants to get a box open and look at ribbons, right? So I found on Amazon a page setup that puts 3 ribbons in a clear plastic thing. I'll be showing it after I get it set up. But I bought 2 packs of those pages so that I can put my ribbons in there. I'm like, this is so cool. This is a good solution. I like a good solution. All I need to find, though, is a nice thick notebook. I mean, that'll hold a lot of thick pages, because they're going to be a little thick. Not the ribbon ones, but along with the ribbon is I've got little envelope things that go into binders that I can put the judging notes. I can put in some cases I had little pieces of the fiber saved. So, getting organized. I like being organized. You can see when I sew with this, a lot of times it unspins the yarn. It becomes fiber. Hi, Mass Bandit. I am good. How are you today? I am mending an Angora hat with my hand-spun Angora yarn, which is what the hat was made out of originally, because it's moth bit. Hey! I'm almost done. Right there's my last hole. That side was what was up, or maybe under, and that's why it got bit. I'm glad to hear you're good. You're still on the hunt for Angoras? Yeah. Oh, and I'll post pictures of the, I have pictures of my rabbits too somewhere. That would be fun if I could combine those two on my Discord. That would be fun. Be a nice memory. Some of my pictures it was pre-digital, right? I have actual photographs. I'd have to scan them. Most of this yarn is from the satins. Guitar Nut, were you here when I showed all the balls of yarn? I don't know. I'll show them again. If you didn't see them, I'll show them again after I get this done. Before I put it up. Alright, where's this hole? Oh, I moved it. Here it is. Oh, that's all right. It won't take but a minute, and I'll show them again as soon as I do this, and then before I start knitting. But what I want to show you is the different colors and the fact that most of them were satins, which are so hard to find. I raised satins in French, so it's really, really hard to find satin Angoras. They have the coolest colors. To get a true white, your giants are the best. A big white rabbit is a giant. Come on, let me get you caught in there like that. There we go. Need some duplicate stitches here. It? Yeah, that's good. Talking to myself. Oh, sorry. Just trying to determine if I have good stitches there or not. Where I'm anchored. Now, I know it looks like I am sewing all of these knots and everything on the top, but this brim folds over, so it's going to be on all these knots and everything are going to be on the inside where it's folded over. You're only looking for satins? Oh, I didn't realize that. Maybe number 16 for me. I tell you. It's a good thing I'm retired. I have no time to work. That's a good retirement, isn't it? No time to work. You found some in Western North Carolina? Okay. Well, the main thing is find a breeder, but then get your name in, and when they have their next litter. So, and they were satins. Cool. All right. See, here we go. I don't know what this spot is. I am going to wash this hat after I finish this, so I was waiting until I got done. But here's one I missed. Let me do that one. Uh-oh. I'm getting hair up my nose. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. That might be an Angora sneeze where I only sneeze once. If it's an allergy, an outside sneeze, I sneeze about 3 times. Nope. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. I am not allergic to Angoras, but you get their fuzz up your nose. It don't matter. It's gonna make you sneeze. Oh, I think I can do the duplicate this way. I went the wrong way. Let's see here. Yeah, I should be able to. Doing a duplicate stitch along the edge here that kind of makes it look like cast on. Anyway. Now, I need to whip this over. This kind of looked like it was the join for the when the piece was flat. And I made a circle. So, this is Thursday morning. We are going to the fiber fair. I am so excited. We will go on Friday. We're going to go up and spend the night at a hotel nearby and go on Friday. Possibility of some showers. I don't know. It's going to be a problem or not. But Fiber Fair week. It's awesome. Yes, it is. It's Fiber Fair week. Yeah, that's not as good as it could be, but let me trim this a little bit. Put that in the back. My hair will hide it. Okay, finished. Give that a nice soaking bath. All right, now we're down to 13 things going on. Or 14. This here that's on here is one of the linens it is just a runner, And it has, I have it out because it has a mend on it. I was going to take it with me when I go to, but it's iron-on tape. This is not the way you mend vintage linens. But that's just the perfect size for covering these tables, and then I don't get so much glare off the. But my OttLite, I wonder if my OttLite bulb, it's very old. I wonder if they see it strobing. I don't know. I really like it, and it does it no matter where I put it, which is too bad because that's also not pleasant to watch. So I may have to find a different light for here, which is, I think I can do. I think I might have one. Okay, next is the bunny. No, next is show guitar, not the fiber. Yeah, isn't that amazing? They do last, I guess, a long time. Here you go, guitar nut. Here's all the colors of Angora that I have at least some yarn for. This is attached to one of these. Which one is it attached to? This one. Okay. This is attached to this, so this is what happens. This is supposed to be this was gonna be a rabbit. I never made the second one to stuff it. That's the head. That's a foot. And it's, anyway. But what's interesting is I was just using up odds and ends, right, on the color on that. And I ended up with a striped piece, kind of like a skunk. But I never finished that, and I'm not sure I'm going to because I've lost the pattern. But that probably was French. And that's true of this dark, real dark gray. I love this color. That would have been a French. I had black satin, but I don't have any more yarn. This is also probably French. This one. These, I would say, are the satins. I don't know about this one. I think this was, to be honest with you, I think this was a black satin. This is kinky because it's a single. I didn't ply it. That's why it's all kinked up. Yeah. And then you get your real light grays. This one actually, it was a little bit of, it wasn't really a gray. Here, these are, yeah, this, okay, I'm putting these side by side because I want you to see, and you may not be able to, but this is satin. It has a real halo. This is French. There's more guard hair in French, and it has a halo, but not as much. If you could actually hold that in your hand and see it, you'd see the difference. But you can tell a difference between French and satin. These are all going to be satins. I had white satins, I had black satins, I had what they call fawn, which is just, it's amazing. This is yarn, yes. It is also a single that's all kinked up. But there we go. Look at the fuzz on that. Isn't that not amazing? It's so soft. So to work with this, I would have to dunk it in water, put it on the, put it on the plastic, dunk it in water, and get it, or steam it. I prefer not to steam it because I don't like putting it in hot water, and I don't like handling it while I'm steaming it. You know, I prefer the stretch method. Anyway, this was a real it like a silver, right? And they all have white to them because they have like white under. So when you pluck a colored rabbit, you'll get white next to the skin. The top part of the fiber will have the color gene, but when you get that kind of like it's not really undercoat, but you know, the bottom part that's closest to the skin, it usually has more of a white color to it. So you tend to get the color and white mixed together all the time. Anyway, this is all I have left. It's been years and years and years since I've had my rabbits, and I've done various and sundry Angora projects. And unfortunately, I am down to, I still have quite a bit here, but I don't make big Angora projects. I make cowls and little things. Okay. Let's do some knitting here. Because I am not sure exactly how. Oh, I should have brought my ball holder. Okay. This also is what's going on here. When I spin, this is 2-ply. It's extremely thin. And when I spin it, I would just get areas where I'd get too thin, and I have so I'm not making knots. I'm overlaying it as I knit and knit with the 2 strands together. But this is cast on 30 stitches. It expects me to be using acrylic, worsted. I am not. I am obviously using lace weight almost. But you knit this until it's a square. So I'm just going to knit. I hope I have enough. If not, I may have a multicolored bunny. But this is just garter stitch. Just knit. Am I in the camera? I can put the camera down a little bit. Do I have more to spin? I don't think so. And from how many ever years it is, I'd be a little worried about its quality. I don't know if I did, but I'm almost positive that I have spun it all. To spin Angora, I very rarely, I would, every once in a while I'd use hand cards, and I wouldn't really make a roll log, but I'd, you know, roll it off real loosely and spin off the end of that. It was a very, very loose roll log. But I also would just take it as a puff of fiber and just spin it, you know, from that start a little bit over your thumb, and you know, and just spin it that way, out of your hand. The whole reason I got the drum carder is because I wanted to blend the Angora with wool. It wasn't so much to card all 100% Angora. There were times I had enough Angora, you know, when I had all the rabbits. I could make a 100% bat, but mostly now just gets, it got mixed with, mostly towards the end there, it got mixed with oil. Alright, let's put these ends together. This is knit very loose tension. And I don't know how a square becomes a bunny. The direction says to sew a line, fold it in half and sew basically a gathering thread along that folded line. So you're folding your square in half and putting a gathering. And then you fold to that line to make a triangle, and you pull the gathering thread, and it's supposed to, with a piece of stuffing in there, and it's supposed to make the head and ears. And I'm like, right. I don't know. But I'm not to that point yet, so I'm not worrying about it. Come on. I need to get you attached here. Boy, weird music. Chill Hop has been smoking or something, I don't know. So I washed fleece this morning, and oh my goodness, I have 3 fleeces down here to, oh, there's another end, down here to wash. And this is the problem child fleece, right? I have put off washing this for a couple of years. That's not true. Let's see. I got it in 21. Got it in 21. But it's a Cormo. And super high lanolin. It was super dirty. I had skirted it and divided it up into the absolute best and what I would call the absolute worst, and then what was in between. And I looked at the absolute worst yesterday and I said, nope, not going to take it, not going to keep it. So the next level, the middle level, I'm not doing the absolute best yet, because I always use something that's not the absolute best for the first time washing a fleece to figure out exactly how much lanolin's in it, how much soap it needs, how many washes it needs. And I'm still not 100% sure. I washed this 3 times in soap, very hot water, and then I rinsed it once in very hot water. The washes were the first two washes were Kookaburra Scour, and the third wash was Dawn, because the two washes with Kookaburra did not feel, I could still feel lanolin on it. It was extremely dirty, so it got most of the dirt out with the first two washes. But each thing of water was getting still a little dirty, but not real bad. But the Dawn was to help try to get some of that lanolin out. So it's on my drying. I have a hanging thing that I put the fleece out to dry. It's got dirty tips still, unfortunately, and but it didn't feel too sticky when I was rinsing it. But I put boiling water in the sink on top of my regular tap hot water from my hot water heater. I really wanted hot water. I am using a loose tension to make it as soft as possible, but it also has something to do with the fact that it's very delicate. You are right. I mean, I don't want to tug real hard on the stitches either, but it's mostly the softness I'm going for. In other words, instead of going with a bigger needle, I'm just going with a looser knit. But yeah, this is hand spun, but it is, let's just say I would never put it up for sale. I'm willing to put up with it. If somebody bought this, they'd be yelling about it. But it's not going to waste. I found something to make with it. So after that fleece dries, I'll have a better idea whether I want to follow the same procedure. What I have to do after it dries is pick it open. There should be a whole bunch of vegetable matter that falls out. You can't get that out until you get rid of the lanolin, right? And so it's just the best way to do it is go ahead and wash it with that vegetable matter in there, and then pick it open and let it fall out. Holly, I missed you. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. How are you today? I hope you're having a lovely spring day, or whatever your weather is. We're just all excited around here because it's finally spring. The weather's finally nice. We can be outside. I am knitting with Handspun Angora, and I am making, if I can figure out how to make it, put it together and all that. Whoops, I am making that bunny. Cute little bunny. It's called Bunny from a Square. So you basically manipulate this with a drawing thread to make the head, and you stuff it and sew up a seam for the body. I'll be interested to see how it works. If it does, I'll be making a lot of them because it looks really cute. And out of Angora, it's going to look like a real bunny. Oops, I need my other end here. It's 60 heading for 70. You're thinking about taking your homework out on the patio. Yes. That sounds lovely. I ate my lunch on my porch yesterday. That was nice. Probably should have made one of these from acrylic first with bigger needles. Figure out how it works. I may, after I get this square made, do that. Because that's all you do is knit a square and bind it off and then stuff it after you form it. I need to take a break. I went straight into my knitting here without stopping. I am getting all of the connections on the one side. If I don't, I'll pull it through, but that way it'll be on the side that's getting stuffed. I forgot to fill my water mug. My sun has stopped coming in the other window. The window behind me. It has moved, of course, because it's noon. It's probably straight overhead. Hi, Knots and Stitches. I am knitting a bunny. It's a bunny out of a square. This is Angora yarn. And I don't know how it works. Holy mackerel. I just looked at my There's a gazillion of those Twitch accounts on right now. They must need their numbers. Okay, this is called Bunny from a Square. You knit a square. Oops, sorry. You knit a square. You fold your square in half either way because it's a square, and do a a thing of thread across that line, like a gathering thread, okay? And then you fold up above that into a triangle, put a piece of stuffing in there, and pull the thing. That's going to be my fingers. That's going to be the neck where you pull and cinch it. So your little bit of stuffing should get put around there, and supposedly these ears are just the thing curling, right? And then this down here, you have to sew up a seam and stuff it, and put a little pom-pom tail on, which I think is going to be the hardest part. I think I might sew a cotton ball to it. I don't know. But it is. It's just a square. I cast on 30 stitches. This is Angora. It's so soft. It's for my bunnies. That's the wrong side. It's for my bunnies that I used to have. I no longer have. And I said so soft because it's like soft as a whisper. Soft as a whisper, right? It is so soft. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I may make one I should have made one out of acrylic first, just to work out the logistics. And I may go ahead and make one before I mess with Angora, because I really don't want to be ripping out any stitching or anything with the Angora. So I thought I would get 2 batches of that wool wash this morning. Only got one, which means it's going to be twice as long to do it. I'm going to have do 1 batch a day, really. It's mostly the recovery time on the hot water heater. I'm drawing so many sinkfuls of hot water. And I also have to figure out whether the process I went through before I do another one, I really need to go ahead and wait and see how it looks when it dries. So I might as well just go ahead and wait. Maybe I'll do 2 the next day, tomorrow or whenever. But it's a Cormo. Cormo is a relative. It has merino genetics, and that is what is creating the high lanolin. And it was not a coated fleece, so it was muddy. It's not a real good fleece. And yes, I bought it because it was on sale. It was, hang on here, I gotta fix this. It was marked off half price when I bought it. I think they decided that it was too much dirt to ask top dollar. And you know me, I've never met a fleece that I can't at least wash. I may or may not end up using it for spinning, but I think I will on this. Especially because I'm working with the worst of the worst in this testing process. At least I know half of the fleece is not going to be so bad. It's going to be a very long project because I really want to comb it. That's going to take time too. Oh, I better check. I have 30 stitches. Kind of looks like I dropped one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20. Yep, I do. Okay. I think I'll tie this. So it wasn't enough for me to go ahead and count those stitches. I had to go ahead. I end up counting every time I knit a row. I don't know why. If I'm not talking or anything. cannot believe how thin this yarn is. Oh, these needles are pretty slippery too, but it would rub. I need something not to rub the fiber too much. It'll make it too hairy, too fluffy. Oh. I am resting my left hand. And I cannot stop yawning. I am so sorry, guys. Uh-oh, I lost my end. That's interesting. There it is. Good. I'm glad it's not this here. This is underneath. I seem to have two coming from underneath. I suppose it's just because there's a piece of something, but here we go. It is fragile. It is. It's also really thin. I'm not sure. I'm not one to spin real thin, so I'm assuming that this, when I was spinning at the Angora, that's what it wants to do, spin real thin. Because I'm the kind of spinner that basically lets the fiber spin what it wants to spin. I don't force it into something else. I have to run to the post office after this. Normally we file our taxes electronically. I do them at home, and I had something that an income that I had to claim that I've never had to do before. I got money from an insurance company for a court claim settlement. I mean, I didn't apply for this or anything. It just showed up during last year. I have never had to file my taxes claiming income from a court settlement. So it was, wasn't much. It was a couple $100. But do you know, because of that, I couldn't electronically file because I didn't have a specific in their parameters to file electronically. It has to have recorded 1099 or miscellaneous or something like that. And they said if you have other income, which is the category it fell in, you gotta mail it in. So now I gotta run this into the post office. Long story short. But that, I just was like, wow, never run into that before. That check last year sometime, I don't remember when, I think it last almost a year ago, it just showed up in the mail. No clue, no, it's coming, and it just said a short form letter with it, this is in lieu of settlement, Voya versus whatever in the court. I was like, wow. That was a good mail day. Well, yes and no. I mean, it's no big deal to run into the post office. Besides, I can go to Dairy Queen. Drown my sorrows in a blizzard. My sorrows for having to go out and drive on such a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Yeah, it's no big deal. I was just like, huh. Who knew? Oh my god, a blizzard! You've not had one for years. Peanut butter cup with hot fudge added. Let's see. I usually get chocolate chip, or no, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I usually get Oreo with Oreo cookies crushed up in it. That's my favorite. Yeah, that's a summer treat for sure. Not something I like in the wintertime, but I love ice cream. I have an ice cream maker, and I like homemade ice cream that we make. It's an electronic one, electric one. So I like that a lot too. In the summertime especially. Chocolate cherry. Ooh. Nearest is an hour's drive. Oh, you poor thing. You drive so much. Well, mine is 20 minutes. I mean, that's the basic amount of time for us to get to anything, no matter what direction we go. The city is sort of all around this country area. Not all around, but the west, north, east, kind of a horseshoe. And we're down underneath that horseshoe. So, yeah, an hour drive for a blizzard is not too practical. Well, I'm nowhere near a square. I haven't done any measurements on this. You have, yeah, your grocery store, yeah. 5.5. Not quite 3. That was about right. Halfway. So I will not be here Thursday night, which would be my normal next time to stream. I'm a little early. I still have another 30 minutes here. But I'll be on Sunday afternoon. Oh, I looked up Tour de France because of the Tour de Fleece, and it starts July 1st. Runs till July 22nd. It's 21 days. And I was thinking about that. I was laying in bed waiting to fall asleep. What I wanted to do this year. And the reason I was thinking about it a lot is because one of the things I did yesterday was I have two. They're traditionally they're sewing. One of them is the old-fashioned sewing basket. It's a framework that has cloth that goes down to a point inside of the framework, right? And you just put your stuff in there. It's like a little tiny cloth hamper kind of thing. And I have one of those, and then I have one that is more modern and made more specifically for your knitting projects, and it's a stand, but it's a true rectangle. Your actual fabric is a heavier damask, a heavier poplin cotton or something like that with a pattern, and you can put your projects in that. I have those two, and they just have been catch-alls, right? Veggie, yeah, Tour de Fleece dances. Mass Madness says, but you're up there almost weekly right now for PT. Oh, okay. Or occupational therapy and other appointments, so it should be opening for the summer soon. Yours is seasonal. Oh, mine goes year round. Okay. Unless you go somewhere else out of your way. I didn't know they would do seasonal. How about that, too? Hi, Veggie. I'll dance with you. So let's get back to talking about Tour de Fleece. What do we want to do? So I decided to clean those two things out. And, oh my gosh, I had, all sorts of stuff in there. And there were many partial projects in there. Not true knitting projects, but they're things like there were two two Sock Madness socks that I didn't have Sock Madness this year, so it would have been last year. And they are, one sock is way too big because Sock Madness socks are always too big for me, and the other one's halfway done, right? I did enough one sock to qualify to get the patterns, and I didn't finish the other one. So it's that kind of stuff. And so I put those all in a box. And I was thinking, as I was thinking about Tour de France and Tour de Fleece, maybe I won't spin this year. Maybe I'll actually do knitting and finishing and that kind of thing. Yeah, guitar nut. It's really really fun to challenge yourself, right? That's what I do it for. And you are on a team supposedly, and it's just there is no. Sometimes teams have goals, but usually you just have your own personal goal, and you're kind of held accountable a little bit by being on a team. But it's not competitive like Sock Madness is, right? It's just a real social function for me, at least for me. That's the way I do it. So you kind of pick, who you want to hang around with digitally while you're doing the whatever goal that you picked. And I usually spin, almost always spin, and I make it a point to spin as much as I can, and add it up like mileage, right? I go for lots of length when I'm spinning. What are you feeding the shrimp? Oh, the shrimp, the kid? You mean the kid, I hope? I don't know what you mean. Nah, you'll have to tell me. Anyway, feeding food your food? Veggie. Veggie, by the way, it was fun to watch that puzzle. Put me right to sleep. Veggie and a few friends were putting a puzzle together on the internet. I was watching. Isn't that something? Can't sleep, so I'll watch somebody put a puzzle together. You put spinach leaves in the shrimp, and do they eat it? Cool. You have vegetarian shrimp. Then mull that one over. I'll be darned. But I didn't know that. Things you learn. So, it's a very big decision not to spin during the Tour de Fleece, because that's what I have done for years. And I get a lot of spinning done, and I need to do a lot of spinning. It's a little more, I am a little more apt to do something every day. And a lot of times I streamed every day too. That's a push. Amazing de-stress activity. Um, the online puzzle thing, yeah, right. Online puzzle making is a thing, yes. Most shrimp will eat greens. How about that? Veggie says, I didn't think people would watch. It was fun, though. It was fun. I think some of it was listening to you guys talk, but... Well, I knew shrimp will clean your tank, because they eat the algae. And, well, duh, yeah. Algae is greens. There you go. I didn't think about that. They probably thank you for, packing it all in one place. They don't have to go looking for the algae when you give them the leaf. So maybe I could not compromise and do both. I just wouldn't. I will not stream every day. I know that. But there'd be a lot to talk about on the days I do stream. Some of the teams make categories and you compete. I remember one year I did a whose was that? I think that was JK's. I did a sweater spin. Enough yardage for a sweater. One year I knit a sweater. This was before I was streaming and really wasn't really participating. My Tour de France process was, I knew nothing about it. I don't know how many years ago. And then I was reading things, boards like AOL and Yahoo and things like that, and they were talking about it. So I started, because they were talking about it's a perfect project time. And, you know, about challenging themselves, and it was mostly knitting. So I knit a sweater one year. And then I had no idea what was going on with the tour because it wasn't televised. So I didn't know anything about the race itself. And then I found it was televised. Now, and I don't think it was televised before. I think that they just started doing the coverage, right? And so I got to watch it. And then about then, it was all the Ravelry groups. And all the Ravelry groups, they were doing things for the Olympics. They started out by doing things on Olympics. They called it the Ravel Olympic or whatever. They had... That wasn't right. That's not right. They had to change the name, I remember, because the Olympics got after them for using Olympic with it. So they went to Ravelinics. Anyway, people who were used to that, getting together with a group, talking about it, making things together, you know, and all that, making a big deal out of an event as an excuse to sit and do needlework, they went on then to the Tour de France. And I started joining on teams and doing a few challenges, and it just... And I got a DVR recording somewhere a couple years ago, and I could watch all the races, and I get really upset if I didn't get to watch it all, because our DVRs would die. But anyway, yeah, it's been a process. Guitar says, I would like to join a team that has some competition in it. No prizes or whatever necessary, just something to push me to do something cool. Are you on Ravelry? If you're on Ravelry, give me your Ravelry name. I would like to follow you if you are. If you're not, I don't know exactly. Discord probably. Yeah. I mean, if you're not on Ravelry, then there will all be groups on Discord that you can join. Veggie says, I'm tempted to spend sweater yardage for a sweater this year. Do you have the fiber? What would you be... what would you be spinning? I spun mine out of, wait for it, CVM, California Variegated Mutant. It was a fleece that I had washed and processed. Thank you. You're not dutiful with making projects in there? Yeah. I have a fair amount. I am Yarn Spinners. I'm Yarn Spinners Tales, I think. Let me double check that. I just go to Google and click on the Ravelry button, and then that's all I do. Yep, I'm Yarn Spinners Tales on Ravelry. Easy to find. Okay, let's see here. I wanted to look at, in Ravelry, I wanted to look at the sweater thing. Where's my stashed hand spun? There we go. Where's the CVM? Well, maybe it wasn't CVM. Maybe I misspoke. Yeah. Takes me forever trying to find something. And I am not finding it. Alright. I don't know what it was. Do I have turtle fleece on here? Did I label it turtle fleece? Okay. There's... I was on Team Sock Madness. Okay. So, 2020 I was on Sock Madness. Where's 2021? I know I did it last year. Huh. I think I put everything on Discord last year. I don't think I did anything on Ravelry for last year. You have time to plan. That's right, you do. That's all the fun part. I don't like doing the work. I just want to do the planning. That's all I want to do. Let me check Discord. Yep, Turtle Fleece, whatever. So once Discord, because so many people did not like going to Ravelry, here we go. This is... Wait, no, I don't want to edit. Okay. Hopefully this link works. No. Come on. Why didn't it work? Okay. Did it work for anybody else? It didn't work for me. Anyway. Oh, that's so cute. He looks like he's just sitting in a hammock. Thank you, Knots. I like that. That picture begs to be painted. That looks like a painting, really. Oh well, I'm not going to worry about it. Your package got delivered! Yay! New spindle shaft replacement. It was good to catch you, too. I'll talk to you later. Alright, so go to Discord, Yarn Spinner's Tales. And under that, I have a Turtle Fleece whatever year. It looks like Turtle Fleece whatever, but it's whatever year. Because I just keep adding to that post. Go check it out. It takes a couple days to eat. That's so really, that's really cool. Well, I'm going to finish this row and then I'm going to look and see if there's somebody to raid. When I told you I found all these projects that were partial and whatever, and I picked up a pair of Sock Madness socks, I was right in the middle of the heel whatever setup. I was like, it took me forever this morning to figure out where I was on it. I did though. So I've got it out now. I'm going to work on that one next. That's my first one to work on those works in progress. Okay. That's a delightful knit. That is fun to knit. I know it's kind of small, thin and everything, but it's been a really nice knit. Okay. Let's get Twitch. Go turn the music off. Let's see who's streaming. Probably KB. Bookmark Sickle. We just went to her last time. Maker Bug. Chinchinoa. Yarn Crafter's Corner. I'll go there. I haven't. She's spinning. I haven't gone there for a long time. There she is. All purple. Okay. Let me put that there. Let me go to this. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me this morning, listening to me chatter, watch me knit. I will be back, like I said, next Sunday afternoon. I won't be here Thursday, but I should have, hopefully, some show and tell of what I bought when I went to the Fiber Fair Friday. Good to see you too, Holly. Good to talk to you, Guitar Nut. Really appreciate you. And Mass Bandit, thank you for stopping by. And Kay is always here, but I believe she went on with her day. She's either hanging out in Lurk or having a good time out in the good weather. She had good weather too. Okay, let's go see and let's go raid. Yarn Crafters Corner. Let me plug in here so I can hear.
Okay, coffee isn't bad. Hello. Hi, dear.
All right, everybody, take care. Talk to you
What's
later.
the JoJo too?
Have a
Hello,
good week.
all the people.
Bye.
Hi, guys. I'm here trying to not outright just chug my coffee right now. I'm not that. Oh my